Let's talk about why a $1,400 ceramic coating job isn't as profitable as you think it is, and a big mistake a lot of detailers are making when they're pricing those jobs. So I'm gonna take you over to the whiteboard and break these numbers down. It's a new format that I'm doing, so hopefully it comes out okay. I'll make some adjustments, that way it is easier to see or to hear. But I do break down what you can do to see what you're actually making per job, and why even the smaller ticket items are far more profitable than the higher ticket items like ceramic coatings. So hopefully you can hear me well. I know it's a bit difficult to read, so I will make sure to really explain what you see on the board here. So let's say the ceramic coating, or this can be any service that you do. I'm just using ceramic coating because that's like the highest ticket item that detailers have. So let's say the ceramic coating is $1,400, right? Whether it's a light polish and a coating, whether it's a two-step and a coating, whatever, let's just, some level of polishing, some level of ceramic coating, whether it's 3 year, 5 year, doesn't matter. Let's just say it's $1,400, okay? So what a lot of detailers would do is they'll say this and say, ah, that's fantastic, 1,400, oh, that's so cool, we're making $1,000, whatever, or more, and And this is applicable to like the way you look at your business in terms of your top line revenue. This number in itself doesn't really mean much if you don't plug in the other numbers to see what you're actually making, because whether it says 1,400 or whether it says 100, you don't have any real indication of the profitability of that service until you break everything else down, and that's why I am making this video. So right here it says HRG, your hourly rate goal. This is the number you want to make, the hourly rate that you're going for, right? So you might want to make $50 an hour, $75 an hour, $100 an hour. Most detailers that I speak to are always saying we aim for $100 an hour, right? Once you look at the numbers, most detailers are nowhere near that number, but that is typically like a number people want to hit. So for this instance, let's say the hourly rate goal is $85 an hour. That's the number you want to hit when you're working on the jobs, okay? So now what we're looking at is, if our hourly rate goal is $85 an hour and the price of the job is $1,400, then this right here is PBH, your projected budgeted hours. This is how much time we can allocate to this job in order to hit our hourly rate goal, right? So all we're gonna take is 1,400 divided by 85, and that effectively gives us 16.5 budgeted hours, projected, right? Meaning if we wanna hit this number on this job, we can work 16.5 hours on this car. Now, whether you're working by yourself or whether it's you and someone else, you still only have this amount of hours. This is, I want to say 4 out of 5 times when I speak to a detailer, they get this part wrong, and it literally messes up everything else. So if you're working on this job by yourself, this would effectively be a 2-day job. Or if you want to work one very long day and work 16 hours, sure. But this would literally be you working, 8 hours on Tuesday and then 8 hours on Wednesday, right? Because that'll give you 16 hours of work, correct? Now, here's where everyone goes wrong, is that if you're working with 2 people the entire time, you're gonna take that 16.5, divide that by 2, because there's 2 of you, and now you effectively have 8 hours to finish this job. So if it's 2 people on the job site, whether you're mobile or at a shop, and there's 2 people working on it the entire time, that means instead of you working Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 hours each, you now have to work only on Tuesday or any single day and finish that job in 1 day, because there's 2 of you, each one of you is working 8 hours. That's 16 hours in total. And if this sounds confusing or you want more in-depth information on this specific topic of knowing your numbers, I have an entire training inside of Detailers Growth Academy that covers this specific topic, that goes even more into detail of how to understand your numbers, how to know if you're profitable, and just many other things that come with knowing your numbers. And on top of that, you also get access to all the other trainings on marketing, like creating your own websites, doing your SEO on your website, optimizing your Google Business Profile, and so much more. If you want to get access to that, click the link down below and join us inside of Detailers Growth Academy. So that's why now you only have one day to work 8 hours because there's two of you, right? Now, let's say, let's say it still takes you 2 days, right? Well, now, since there's two of you, you're working 16 hours in total man hours. And if you work 2 days, 8 hours each day with two people, you now have 32 man hours on that job, right? So now, if we take the 1,400 divided by 32 man hours, right? You're now looking at an hourly rate of $43 essentially, $43.75. That's $43.75 per hour if you work 2 days with two people, because that's 32 man hours in total. That's a far outcry from $85 an hour, right? Now, I don't think most people are gonna spend 32 hours, 2 days, 2 full days on one car at $1,400. I don't think that's gonna be most detailers, but that is illustrating the point of how it can get out of hand. Because now, don't get me wrong, like, you might spend a day and a half on it, or maybe, if with two people and such, but I would assume you wouldn't take that much long on a car. So now, the number we have here, the acronym we have here is ABH, your actual budgeted hours. And this is why when I talk about Jobber, I talk about tracking your time. Again, whether it's Urable or ShopMonkey, or whether it's any other of the 100 CRMs out there, is that like in Jobber, we can clock in at the start of the day, and we can also clock in on each job. We can clock in and clock out at each job. That way we can see how long these jobs are actually taking. Because now what you would want to do is, if it's by yourself, yes, there's a bit more leniency, because like it's just you're doing everything by yourself. So even if you go over budget, it's still just you, right? Whereas if you do have someone else working for you, like the numbers can really blow really fast. So the reason why you're gonna clock in on every job is so you can see how long you're actually taking. So, and this can only be done if you're actually tracking it through a CRM. If you are just like, oh, we kind of got there at 9, finished around 4, there's 2 of us, that's gonna be inaccurate, and all your data will be wrong. So now on your actual budgeted hours, you have to see how long did you actually take. And again, in total man hours, right? Again, here I have actual budgeted hours. You can put, total man hours if you want, if that makes more sense to you. But this will be total man hour or actual budgeted hours that you allocated to this job. So if it's 16.5, that's fantastic. You met budget, meaning you made $85 an hour on this job every single hour you were working. Fantastic. If you worked, let's say 13.5 hours, right? You came in under budget, which is good, because now if we take that same 1,400, divide that by 13, on this job, you've actually made $107 per hour, $107 per hour on this job. And again, we want to make sure we're tracking this per man per hour. If let's see if you can see this. If you are charging $100 an hour, but there's 2 people working on that job, you're not making $100 an hour. Since there's 2 of you, you are making $50 an hour. So when we're trying to figure out this price right here, this number, we want to see per man per hour. So we want to make, if you finish this job in 13.5 hours, you made $107 per man per hour, meaning you weren't making 50. Each person here was making 107 on the job site. That's what you want. You don't want to say, oh, we made 107, but between 2 people, so we made $53 an hour effectively, right? You don't want that, because that's very misleading and you're lying to yourself. So now if you, staying on the same actual budget hours or total man hours, now if you did, 20 hours on the job, well, again, just do the simple math. You're gonna go to 1,400 divided by 20. And now on this job, you made $70 an hour, which is under your hourly rate goal. So this is what you have to track to see if the service is actually hitting your goals, right? Because if you're saying, and again, we're using $85 an hour. If you up this up and say, oh wait, on my ceramic coatings, I'm always aiming for $100 an hour. Well, now on a $1,400 job, you have 14 hours to complete that job in order to hit $100 an hour. So that means if you have 2 people working with you, you have 7 hours each to complete that job. So if you start at 9 a.m., it needs to be done by 5, assuming no break, 4 p.m., 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, assuming no break, 9 to 4 p.m., that job has to be done, complete, turned in, cash collected, and the customer's on their way, because that is what would actually reach your goals. So these are the numbers you have to plug in, because just simply looking at this means nothing. Because if you charge 14, but you're taking 20, you're making $70 an hour. If you charge 14 and you balloon this job up to 32 hours, which would be crazy, you're making $43 an hour, right? If you charge 14 but you take 16.5 or 13.5, you're making $107 an hour. So you have to plug in these numbers to see what this number actually means. Just saying you charge 14 or 28 or 600 or 500 or 100 means nothing, because now, like, let's take for instance this $100, right? If you were to sort your services by what is the most profitable service, most people will be like, oh, this $1,400 one is the most profitable one, right? Because it's a higher ticket versus this 100. Now, we charge around $100 to $120 for engine details in our business. And the engine detail will take us 30 minutes, right? 0.5. I'm sure you can't see that, but that's 0.5. So an engine detail takes us 30 minutes to complete, and we charge $100 for it, right? And that's like, it gets here, we let it cool down, we do the cleaning, dry it, dress it, and then turn it in. It takes us 30 minutes, okay? So this service right here is technically $200 an hour for us, because we're able to finish a $100 job in 30 minutes. So if we did 2 back-to-back engine details, we would make $200 an hour. Now, are we gonna go and run ads and go heavy on engine details? No, because they're engine details. Like, they're not, they're just, it's just like an add-on or like a simple service to do. But if you're looking at per hourly basis, our engine detail that we do is the most profitable because it's super easy to do and we do it in the smallest amount of time. So that's why you can't just look at saying, oh, this one more profitable than this one, or this one more profitable than that one, without breaking down all the other numbers. Now, like, you can open up, an engine detail only business and have, 6 of these a day and, make $600 in 3 hours, Is that sustainable? I don't know. I've never seen an engine only cleaning business anywhere online. But that is the gist of it though, right? This one is $200 an hour and this one is, 85 if you're finishing it on track and go, so this is the actual important part of whether or not a service is profitable, and it's not really relevant on like how big this number is. Because now let's look at another example, right? Let's say someone's average ticket price is $300, right? I can't really see that, but it says 300, right? Now, you might say, oh, well, my coatings are, 1,400, so I'll take my coating any day over that $300 average ticket, right? Now, again, this is why you have to plug in all the numbers. Because let's say with this job, and I'm keeping it general because like this is just, you have to understand like how to look at the numbers to make sense of it. I'm not sure, like, I can use any industry, any business, any service to make these numbers work, right? It's just get the theory down behind it, not so much like, oh, well that can't be an insert detail. Don't worry about that. So again, if you want to hit $85 an hour, or let's say $100 an hour, right? If you want to hit $100 an hour, then you have 14 hours to complete that job. Now, if you're working by yourself, right? I guess you can work a long day, absolutely, right? Work a 14-hour shift, but you would probably have to break this job down into 2 days, right? Whereas with this one, let's say you finish it in 2 hours, which means your effective hourly rate is $150 per hour. So based on these two things, which one do you think it's easier to hit $1,000 a day in revenue? If this one you're charging $100 an hour, it'll take you 14 hours. So like theoretically, with the same job, in order to hit $1,400, so this job right here would need 4.5 jobs in order to do the same revenue of $1,400. The big difference is that this person would only have to work 8.5 hours to do this job, whereas this person would have to work 14 hours to make the $1,400, assuming you're $100 an hour, right? Now again, I'm not saying, well I do $150. Well, I do. The point of this exercise, of what I'm showing you, is just to show that this number of what you charge is not what people make it out to seem, right? If you say, oh, we booked in a $2,000 job, a $1,000 job, a $500 job, if the backend numbers aren't plugged in, it's not telling you anything. Because if you look at, if you look at someone else and they're saying, oh, all our jobs are $300, you're like, oh man, those are small numbers. I charge $1,014, but then you're not looking at all these other numbers. Then this job, this business, this person is making far more money, far easier work, far less jobs, because their hourly rate goal and everything that they do is at a much higher efficiency than this person. And that's gonna wrap it up. We have this smoke odor that just got dropped off. We have this Jeep in for interior and exterior detail, and then this one is actually getting mold removal, but that one's here for a while because we're waiting on parts. So anyways, if you wanna join the Academy, click the link down below, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.